Heyo! Welcome to Victory. So, how's everyone doing today? I'm good. Yeah. Anywho, today we're playing a bit of... That was weird. Mariokart 8. Reason being... Well, with Mariokart World right on the corner, I felt it appropriate to give it one last... time in the spotlight. Whoops. Okay, I've accidentally turned off game audio. So we're off to a good start. Well, whatever I did, it worked. So F it, we ball. So yeah, we're gonna be playing some Mariokart online as per usual. But yeah, that was really weird out at the beginning. Like, the capture card doesn't usually glitch out like that. But I'm guessing it was just a case of I might not have plugged it in properly. Which, knowing my dumbass, I probably did. So, I want to say this in terms of Mario Kart what's it? World. Well, and Switch 2 in general. Probably wouldn't get one straight away. But I think I've gone over this before, but I generally don't get consoles at launch. I always like wait a couple of months before doing so, on account of, well, there won't always enough games to justify that purchase. Which, if you think about it, is kind of accurate because of the fact that Switch 2 is launching with Mariokart World, couple of ports, well, ports of the Switch Zelda game, well, Breath of the Wild and Tears of Kingdom. The Switch 2 Tour thing, which is basically a $10 tech, well, 10 quid tech demo. And ports of a bunch of other games. So there's not much on there that interests me at the moment. I'll probably pick up in the next like month or so when releases do start picking up a bit. So have a look at the track, not the chat. Okay, still look at the chat, but also keep an eye on the track. Keep an eye on the track and the chat. But don't let the chat distract you from the track. Otherwise, you'll fall off said track. And upset chat. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. It just kind of happened. Like most of the random thoughts in my brain. Bollocks. You know, one thing that is going to be weird about World, well, Mariokart Worlds? Getting used to not having like kart customization. Aha, I have a shell, bitch. No, wait. Mushroom. No, I screwed myself right at the end. Crap. SNES Mario Kart 3 Except this time I can actually fucking turn. Ugh. No. This time I don't have to deal with a cheating Luigi. You really don't realize just how brightly coloured some of these old tracks are until you see them in this game. Just saying. Ow. Fuck. And I got caught. And I'm off the track. And all I got is a sodding... Oh, never mind. Well, never mind, my fortune seems to be immediately changing. That was terrifying. Yeah. Nice. Nice, nice. Now, why have I been having stream lag issues of late? Is it because I need to, like, get out, get a new laptop or something? Or something a bit beefier? I mean, something that's been on my mind for the past couple of days. Like, but it's one of those, do I need a new laptop? You know what I mean? I don't know, I feel bad making, like... making big purchases myself. Plus, I did get myself a PS5 a couple of months ago, so... that's another reason why I'm holding off on a Switch too. If you're unsure about a console when it launches, if you want to get it or not, wait a couple of months, see what games actually appear on it, and then maybe make a decision. If it's a money worry, then think, okay, is this going to be a good investment for me? Is it going to be something I frequently use? Or if you get it as a gift, is it something they're going to frequently use? Because, Those also pretty big bloody gifts. And again, this is coming from a guy who feels like he has to justify purchasing anything that isn't food for themselves. I do not like this situation. I did not like that situation. Not at all. No, Bowser's Castle. Bowser Castle wasn't that bad in Super Mario Kart the other stream. Just saying, it really wasn't. Like, it wasn't insanely difficult, but it wasn't hard. Yeah, playing Super Mario Kart actually gave me a very different perspective on some of these tracks that I did bring back from that game. Okay. This track, Rosalina's Ice World, first appeared in Mario Kart 7. I can't remember if it was... That's a cliff. In the Star Cup or the Special Cup? I think it was Special Cup, actually. Coming through. Bollocks. Yeah, that's the thing about playing online. If someone's behind you with a star, always assume they are wanting to murk you. Just saying. Sometimes they'll pass you peacefully. Most of the time, they will wake up and choose violence. You know, Mariokart World has me both curious and worried. curious in the fact that, well, how it'll be, and it also worries me because one, like everyone, I'm worried about the price tag potentially having implications, and B, the sort of bits connecting the tracks will be boring. Or free roam won't offer as much substance as Nintendo think it does. Because I'm kind of the opinion not everything needs to be open world. It's like with adding roguelite modes to games. You have to think, how is this going to actually interact with the core parts of the gameplay? And if the answer is not very well, then obviously that's going to cause issues. Well, accidental smuggling kind of worked in my favour, I guess. Motherfucker, on the off-road bit as well. Anyway, what was I saying? I went into focus mode, there. Oh yeah, worried about Mariokart, whoa, no, open worlds, how they might not always add enough to a game to justify it. And honestly, you could say that about hub worlds too. They're kind of in that same vein. If I'm completely honest. As they... might, well, just be vast empty expanses with nothing to do. Mariokart World seems like it's got some of those issues in mind. But more so in terms of the free roam side of it. getting rid of cart customization and having so many characters in the game, is there really going to be a meta setup per se? You bastard, per se? I personally think maybe? I think there's going to be a sort of cart and character type meta. Like, there's going to be a certain weight class of character that's meta with this particular vehicle. How did I get another star in 4th? That's like the 3rd one more or less in a row. What the hell, game? I mean, I'm not complaining too much, but seems a little bit overpowered. And I got trouble. Like, can I pull this off? Yes, yes I can. Bitch. Mario is fucking dumb. I very much had a light flashing before my eyes moment there. Or it could be like multiple years of video game history. It's practically the same thing to me at this point. A lot of my fellow Brits in here. Nice. Excite Bike Arena. First appeared Mariokart 8's DLC. And included with base 8 Deluxe. Obviously, it's themed around the SNES game Excite Bike. Fun fact, this track is actually put together from various segments which, before the race, the game randomly picks which segment it uses. And you see these lines, that's, well, kind of denotes when a bit starts and when it stops. Segment starts and when it stops. Further leading credence to the fact that give a sort of visual flair to the fact that it's put together from different template parts. I always quite like that detail. Like, I know. It's a simple detail, but quite a neat one. I seem to be getting 5th and 4th a lot. I know, that just seems to be the order of the day at the moment. Yeah. You know, talking about where tracks come from, makes me think about the, pick my one again. Makes me think about the retro tracks that are going to be in World. I can get why people don't like the fact that Desert Hills was one of them. It was never Mariokart DS's standout track. Hell, I'd say even Figure 8 Circuit has a bit more, is a bit more iconic to DS than Desert Hills is. And from what the footage we've seen of World's version of it, it doesn't look like it has the Angry Sun. Instead, it takes, well, it has enemies from Super Mario Land. And Try Guy Bazaar, returning from Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS, also shares some sort of designs. So people sort of thinking that both may in World take place in Sarasa Land. Which makes not much sense to me personally, because okay, it would make sense for the Mushroom Kingdom and Sarasa Land to share a border like that, but would have thought it would be in like bollocks. A bit. I know. It feels weird to have mainly Mushroom Kingdom and then just randomly. Oh yeah, we're also in Sarasa Land too. In Mariokart World. I know, I'm probably overthinking this. Hell, I'm definitely overthinking this. But you know what also would be cool? If there was, like, further Mario Kart games after World in this style that takes place in other, like, kingdoms. Like there's one that takes place entirely within the Flower Kingdom. I don't know, I think that would be pretty cool. Or one that takes place in, like, some of the, well, an amalgamation of the Odyssey kingdoms. Mount Wario, Space Mario Kart 8. This feels weird, I don't typically use bikes in this franchise. Because I never really liked how sharply they turned. So you might be asking yourself why I went for one here. No idea, I just kinda did. Yep. To be fair, I don't think Mariokart World needed to be open world, because I think the whole grinding and wall, that's a trait, wall running thing was a pretty cool idea. And I might have been able to carry an entire Mario Kart game just from that. Dang it. But the open world, as much as I just went on a ramble about how not everything needs an open world, it does feel like it was a good step to try. Whether it'll stick the landing or not, we don't know. But as long as they made, like, as long as when the game comes out, people like the in-between bits, Well, I still think they should have, for the Grand Prix, shifted how those works, how we get, like, most of the East round is just getting to the thing, and the last lap is the full lap of the track, which, kind of diminishes the impact of the new tracks. Because, with the exception of first round, you're only going to be doing one lap of those of a Grand Prix. So I think if let's hypothetical that I was working for Nintendo, which obviously I'm not, and I was in charge of that decision, I would have it so you would do at least 2 laps of that track at the end. Still have the 2 sort of, well, checkpoint-y bits on the route up there, but have it so you do 2 full laps of a track once you're there. You know, I should really start writing down conversation topics. Would make my life a bit easier. Mostly because I have genuine trouble thinking of interesting conversation topics off the top of my head that aren't just me commentating on the game or what I'm watching or stuff like that. It's something I struggle with, but I do feel like it gotten a better little bit. I think I just need to be around people more. But I'm too scared to go into a Discord VC or something, in case I say something stupid and they yell at me. It's one of those, I'm worried I'm going to say something that's going to upset them, make them angry, stuff like that. You know, I will say one thing I am worried about with World, of how chaotic is online going to be. Like, online in this game can be pretty chaotic sometimes. Yet Main. Whoops. Yeah, that's not really good of a shortcut. Nope. Nice. Blue Lake from... Yes, from Super Circuit. You know, I had many GBA games. Super Circuit wasn't one of them. Hell, I'm not sure I had any of the GBA Mario games in general. I think the only Mario game I did own for handheld stuff was Super Mario Land, which, well, was for Game Boy. But GBA could play them too. Fun fact, with the Game Boy Advance, if you actually played Game Boy games on it, by pressing a certain button combination on the Game Boy splash screen, you can actually make this... Or is it as you're booting up the game? As you're booting up the GBA? One of the two. But if you input a certain button combination, you could actually change the colour of the screen. From stuff like pastel to... even stuff like invert the colours altogether. Which... It was fun to mess about with. I'll say that much. I think one of the ones we did have, it was like this 2-in-1 cartridge that had like a first-person view racing game and a top-down racing game. I like the top-down one quite a bit. I can't remember, I couldn't tell you what it was called for the life of me, because I didn't remember, I just knew that I enjoyed the living hell out of it. I don't know if there's much of a market for top-down racers these days. I have to keep that in my brain for ideas. Well, this is off to a great start. Anywho, DK Jungle. First game appearance, Mariokart 7. And I think it was one of the first tracks in Mario Kart to purposely reference stuff other than specifically Mario stuff. Let's see. What other Mario Kart tracks actually reference stuff other than Mario? I know in one of the arcade games, arcade Mario Kart games, there was a Wario themed one. I don't know if that had any like WarioWare references, or it was like implied to be set in Diamond City or something, which is where the Wario where games technically take place in for the most part. Or that's where it's sort of stated Wario lives in the WarioWare games. Whether that's true in like mainline Mario games is to be seen. Yeah, as another one I know about. Oh, hi there, Kirby fan. How are you doing? It has been a while, hasn't it? What? Oh yeah, so I know of a very interesting reference. In what was it? Mario Tennis Open. Yeah, it was Mario Tennis Open. That was for one of the 3DS. In the Mushroom court, you can actually see. Oh, my day going good? How's yours? Yeah, mine's been going good. Been nice and productive today. Anyway, this mushroom court in Mario Tennis Open, you can actually see part of the Mario Kart track, Mushroom Gorge, in the background. And I always thought that was a amazing little detail. Sort of suggesting that, well, outright stating that, yeah, they take place, or that court takes place in Mushroom Gorge itself. I'm excited for Air Riders 2 for Switch 2? Gosh, I kind of forgot about that a bit, actually. But yeah, I am very interested in it, because the original Kirby Air Ride is a fascinating little bit of gaming history in of itself. So naturally I'm curious to see if its successor can live up to that legacy. Let's see. What's the... Oh! Yeah, you just reminded me. Well, you just jogged my memory on it. There is a PlayStation State of the Game tomorrow. So, curious to see what comes out of that. On my bingo card for it is potentially one last slot of free DLC for Astrobots. And maybe something from Insomniac. Possible. I'm a bit wary of randomly adding people onto friends lists like that nowadays. I don't know, chalk it up to trust issues or something. Trust issues? Or me being quite an introvert? Or something else? I don't know, one of those three. Chalk it up to introvertness, trust issues, or awkwardness. That's the best way I can explain it. I don't know. Guess I'm just a bit weird like that. Yeah. You know, that's one thing I do want to do later on, later down the line, like once I hit some of my goals of just generally growing our little community here that bit bigger, and that's like open lobby streams. You know, like how you have big VTubers and that have open lobby Mario Kart streams or something like that, where they just have the room code in the corner or something like that, and people join for a couple of races and then cycle out for the next person, and so on and so forth. I would love to be able to do that one day. But again, chalk it up to me being awkward and paranoid. I'm always worried that if I were to do that at the moment, no one would show up. I don't know. I do think sometimes my confidence is what can hold me back. But I do feel like I'm steadily working on it. Steadily. But I do know there are a couple of things that if I able to achieve generally or get going with generally, it will probably make me a hell of a lot more confident. And main one of those is get myself like a job or something, or get myself some form of income. Then I feel like my confidence would just skyrocket. I don't know. I have this weird thing at the moment where I'm sort of equating my self-worth with how, well, if I'm making any sort of money off my own back or something. Which, to be honest with you, isn't the healthiest way to go about things. But that's all the headspace I have at the moment. But, again, I'm sort of putting my best foot forward with that a bit and thinking of how can I use my current skill set to potentially achieve that goal of having a income off my own back. Income that sort of... Oh, income again that isn't just carer's allowance, but actually me making goods or services that I can sell that people like. You know? Whether that be through streaming, getting a job of some description, no matter how small or mundane it could be. Or through my pixelart skills. Yeah. Again, it is stuff I am very much working on. And yeah. Well, my main goal streaming wise is to maybe try and hit... Oh, Singapore Speedway. I really like that one. Yeah, say my main goal streaming wise is to get myself to affiliate on the purple platform. Or just generally get consistent. Consistency is always an issue, just generally. So, Shroom Ridge for Mariokart DS. Yeah, that's just something I want to get better with. Not just with streaming, but life in general. Because I feel like if I can do certain things consistently, I might find that as a car, I might find that it's... well, I end up happier and healthier and probably look after myself. Oh, that's another thing that I want to start doing as well. That being look after myself a bit better. I just wish it wasn't such a pain in the ass to find a dentist that'll NHS patients in my area. But that's the nature of stuff like that, I guess. I am thankful for we do have these. I hear private can get pricey with certain things. Yeah. Just wanna get a bit more consistent and a bit more happier and healthier. No. Oh, I unlocked a new, what's it? Have a peek. A warrior wing. Actually, that reminds me, something I really don't want Mario Kart World to do is have everything unlocked from the get-go.
Let's go.
I know, that's one thing I don't like about A Deluxe, the fact that everything's unlocked for you. Well, character-wise. I prefer having to unlock them, you know? Well, I don't think Mariokart World's going to have that problem, just because of the sheer amount of characters. It's likely going to be a case of you do go out and lock them. Some people speculate that is to do with free roam, which would make sense. But what I would quite like them to do, spatter them all over the place. Like, have some you have to go into free roam to unlock, some you have to do. You have to unlock through Grand Prix or single player rallies, knockout rallies or something. Oh look, it's Light Blue Shy Guy. I'm pretty sure there's a Hot Wheels of that guy with in the standard car. Whee! I love this track. Hang it. You know, the boomerang flower actually works very differently in Mario Kart Tour. Mario Kart Tour, it would revolve around you. It would circle around you, attacking that way. But here it's a case of it's just a short range green shell you can use 3 times. And if you have a item in your second slot, when you use the boomerang, where it sort of comes out your item slot temporarily, that other item ends up in the first slot to be used. How the hell was there 2 super horns in a row there? Damn it. I love doing that way too much. You know, fun fact, in the original Wii version, you didn't have that one statue of Donkey Kong there. Instead, it was one statue of Mario for some reason, despite it being a DK themed stage. Yeah, that's one thing that always confused me as well. Yoshi Circuit from Mario Kart Double Dash. It was also brought back in Mario Kart DS. Which in itself was the first game to bring back old tracks and battle courses. What battle courses did it actually? I think it was Block Fort and it's on top of my tongue. Fuck. I think it was a GameCube one? Or am I thinking of Cookie Land, the one they brought back in Mariokart Wii? Yeah, it's gone. I can't remember. You know, it feels weird to say this, but Mariokart World's intermission tracks and the fact that it is like an open world thing reminds me of Lego 2K Drive. Because, well, it didn't have an open world, but it did have open-ended areas for you to explore, and the tracks took place in those areas. Really. So it's following that kind of formula, I guess, but in sort of way you expect something like Mario Kart to do so. No, that is not the shortcut. Ow. Oh. Yes. I think that's probably the first place we're going today, and probably the last one, knowing me. I mean, I'm good at Mario Kart, but I'm not that fucking good. Toad Harbor again. Oh, that makes me wonder about if they would do any DLC for World, or can they do any DLC? Because they would need to add on to a pre-existing open world to do so. Really. unless they do what a lot of people are theorizing they might do with potential DLC, and just make a separate continent for it. Which, yeah, considering all the DLC tracks are in the DLC track ups, I can see them doing that. But some people might want to go from one of the DLC tracks to like Crown City or something. Yeah, and it's something to think about. Yep. That was close. No. I'm happy I can have one final hurrah with this game. I know. People are gonna have fond memories of this game for years to come. Just mostly because it's been a Mariokart 8's been around for over a sodding decade at this point, but hey ho. But yeah. That's another thing I think I think this game's gonna either do one or two things. It's either gonna age well, and because of the memories people have of it, or it's going to age not as well, because people are gonna be like, yeah, the anti-grab mechanic didn't really do much, and it was around for too long. It was just a port of another, oh, an enhanced port of Mariokart 8. So Mariokart 8's technically been around for over, was the main Mario Kart game for over a decade. That's the only thing with having one game being the main thing for a franchise or a series for an extended period of time. Eventually people are just gonna be like, well, get bored of it and move on to maybe a different franchise altogether. Trying to think of what other racing games that I know we have Fast Fusion coming out on Switch too as well. I don't know if that's a launch title though. But as for stuff that's a bit more recent, you do have, whoa, other ones, you do have Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. I'm actually very excited for that one. Anything that references Bloody Sonic and the Secret Rings and remembers that the Babylon Rogues exist isn't bad in my books. Like, seriously, I do think the Babylon Rogues are very underappreciated rivals to Team Sonic. Because, if you think about it, Jet is Sonic with his ego dialed up to 11. Wave is very much similar to the bullies that probably picked on Tails before he became friends with Sonic. Except, unlike them, Wave is actually smart. And Storm is base. Oh, look at that, I got first again. And Storm is basically Knuckles, but if he didn't have any agency, really. Storm just kind of does what he's told by Jet and Wave. Well, mainly Jet. Oh, I unlocked another one. Let's go have a...
Let's go.
And it's another glider. Why couldn't it be something like the pipe frame? Because then I can gush about the fact that the pipe frame was essentially the standard cart before standard carts were a thing. And there's only one mainline Mario Kart game that didn't have a pipe frame nor a standard cart. Double Dash. Because it didn't have pipe frame because I gave each duo a unique cart. And they didn't have a standard cart because, well, you could argue Toad and Toadette's carts are technically standard carts, but the actual idea of having a standard cart wouldn't be a thing until the next game, Mario Kart DS. With the fucking square ones. They were squares. But yeah, anything remotely resembling the current one in this game would be Mariokart weird? Except it has 4 exhausts rather than 2. I know, because I literally have a remote controlled Yoshi in the Wii standard cart. Wish I didn't lose the charger for the controller for that one. Oh well. Oh, really gotta have a peruse round, see if I can find it. Right there. I can't remember what 7 stand cart looks like. World Standard car is more buggy-like. Like it's sort of more built for off-road. Because I think the design principles for this, for Mariokart 8, was sleek and futuristic, whilst the design principles for World were wild and fun type deal. That's why it has the sort of road trip aesthetic to it. Or road trip vibe to it, and the sort of wild and wacky side to it. Oh, that's another thing I'll say about Mariokart World. Really wish that the costumes weren't unlocked by the food item. Because if you're using character that don't use a costume, or you don't want to change your character's costume, because I think it changes it even if you, well, just want to stick with a costume you're using, from what it seems like. Unless there is an option to toggle that. Which I can see them potentially adding. I feel like they definitely had fun designing the new costume. Some of them are from Mariokart Tour or Odyssey, but with how many costumes those games packed, it don't surprise me. Melody Meltaway, one of my personal favourites for Mariokart 7. I remember playing this when I got Mariokart 7 and I was like, holy shit, this is the best thing ever. Of course, my feelings on it... How the fuck did I do? If I did brain? I'm what? Brain shutting down. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Had to reboot my brain. What happened? I didn't even know you could fucking launch yourself off the edge of that. God damn it. I just realized there's 5 Yoshis. This lobby is Yoshi Maxing, ladies and gentlemen. That was a lot of Yoshis. Last time I played Pauline on this on SNES Bowser Castle 3, I got carted to hell and back. It really likes picking mine today, don't it? Wasn't SNES Bowser Castle 3 also in Mariokart Wii? Or was that SNES Bowser Castle 1? It's that Bowser Castle 1. Dang it. The white Yoshi, an orange one, and a green one. And a yellow one. No, that's 5 Yoshi. Take that, DK, that's for the 80s. You know, I wonder if fictional pop stars like were like how you have Hatsune Miku or Squid Sisters, like other fictional musicians be like that. Who would they potentially duet with in terms of real world artists? Like, I don't know, just random fallback popped in my brain. Ow. Mario, you piece of shit. Well, that happened. Oh, DS Wario Stadium. Wario Stadium and Waluigi Pinball in Mario Kart DS actually use the same music. And you can't tell me that Waluigi's minigame in Jamboree wasn't inspired by Waluigi Pinball? I think also Waluigi's like arena. Well, Waluigi Pinball was also a stage in Mario Sports All Stars, I believe. That was one of the sports games from that sort. But the fact that they now just associate Waluigi with pinball tables, I suppose that kind of makes him a bit of a pinball wizard, don't it? I mean, he could definitely pull off the look of a pinball wizard. He's got the confidence and the swagger for showing off, being like, yeah, I'm a fucking boss at pinball. Check it. And he instantly gets the highest score without thinking too hard. Like, he would be the type to just calculate the fuck about when's the best time to hit the flippers or that sort of thing. You know what change I think is interesting in Mariokart World? In terms of gliders, they don't have them. Instead, little wings pop out of the side of a vehicle. I mean, I get the reason why they had to do that, with part customization no longer being a thing. And you're dealing with just preset carts, bikes and ATVs, it makes sense to get rid of them. But it still feels weird. Apparently, like, you can trick endlessly whilst in the air there, though. Which, again, quite interesting. Oh shit, first again. That's like a hat trick at this point? Nice. I think I'll do... Yeah, I think I'll do one more. Yeah. No, I always enjoyed coming back to this game. Even though I've moved on and generally play a bunch of different games nowadays, I always find myself coming back to Mario Kart. Okay, we're back here again. Oh. Guess what? You can go on top of there? I never knew that. Was that a thing in Mariokart 7? Or was that something they added here? I don't know what to say. Didn't know that was a thing. I just thought that was like a solid wall or something. Huh. Well, you know what they say, you learn something new every day. Even when playing video games. Yay! Things can go up there. That Yoshi went up there. Those shells went up there. Man, colour me surprised. And blue, because various shades of blue are my colour scheme after all. Shit. Whoops. You can't win them all. Can't win them all. Actually, I'll try to do one more. See if we can end out our revisit of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on Mario Circuit, on 8 Deluxe 8's Mario Circuit. That actually would be really nice. And again, we did do Mario Kart Stadium. Dang it. Well, at least we have 2 Marios. Have 2 Mario? That's good enough for me. You know, with all the thing on flowers and windmills, it makes me wonder if Daisy Hills from Mario Kart 7. I wouldn't mind returning in a mainline Mario game at some point. I wonder if that could have been inspired by Amsterdam. Because that's got windmills, hills, and flowers. Dang it. You know what? Don't seem to be swearing as much. This stream. Those are some massive fuck-ass tulips. Like, seriously, why did they have to model them so damn huge? So much for not swearing as much thing. Yeah, that's definitely gonna be the last one. I swear if this is the bloody pipe frame. No, it's not the pipe frame. Okay, we're good. Anywho, I'm gonna put a pin in the game there for today. And we're just gonna chill for a bit. Yeah. Oh, it was really nice to come back to Mariokart 8 Deluxe. Likely for one of the final times. Well, I say one of the final times because, like I said, I'm probably not gonna get a Switch 2 for a fair while, just on account of not, well, me just knowing not to immediately jump on a console as soon as it comes out and wait so that there's a couple of games that you really want for it, then jumping in. But usually with these sort of releases, if it's in the summer, by the time the Christmas period rocks round, there's probably a good couple of games for it already. Like, you have Bonanza in mid-July, and then something tells me that a couple more big games are probably gonna get announced and released for the Switch 2 and that sort of thing. Because usually it probably, well, Nintendo probably got a couple months head start on developing games for it, most likely. So that's probably why a lot of the Switch 2 starting lineup are ports. But the good thing about the Switch 2 compared to the Switch 1 is, well, it's backwards compatible, so even if you do get it now, you still have games you can play on it because you can still play your Switch 1 games. And they might load up faster or crap like that. You know what I mean? But, yeah. But it's not like I'm in a massive hurry for it anyway. I'm not long started a new playthrough of Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. I haven't finished Xenoblade X Definitive Edition, not in the slightest yet. And I haven't finished Armored Core 6 on a PS5 side of things. I wouldn't be surprised if we got Title Update 2 news for Monster Hunter Wilds. At some point in the next couple of weeks. Hell, like I mentioned earlier, you have the State of Play tomorrow. Keep an eye on the Twitter space, because I'll probably be posting my thoughts and feelings about that on there, as like I usually like doing with these sort of trailers and big releases and shit. Speaking of Monster Hunter, actually, let me get the schedule up. But yeah, speaking of Monster Hunter, guess what we're doing Friday? Cause we did Mariokart 8 Deluxe today, and we will on Friday do Monster Hunter Wilds, cause we just have the Arkveld hunt to go, and then we've completed the sort of main high rank story. We still got the Zelshia hunt to do, but I would probably need to gear up for that one, because it's a bit of a doozy. I can imagine that's with other human players, let alone just with the support hunters. And yeah, the Street Fighter 6 collab came out, and they made a pseudo 15 weapon type for it. So naturally, that's drawn my curiosity. And as for Saturday, I don't really have a clue what to stream Saturday. So I might either use a wheel or use the wheel or poll or Twitter poll, as I usually do in these scenarios such. But yeah, that's the schedule for this week. Yeah. also still been going with the model and, well, the banner and dream overlay update bit. And actually, what do you want me to do in terms of that? Do you want me to do the whole lot and then start using it, or start using it as and when I sort of finish it? Because I want to use my new updated model once I've done all like the toggles on that. Because, well, all it is just like a color palette and animation adjustment, really. Or an animation slash adjustment. Rather, it's not a full model. It's basically like 2.0 for my 4.0, really. As for like my banners and stuff, overlay I haven't really started work on yet. Yeah, that is a very noticeable change. If you've been on Twitter, you might have caught me teasing a glimpse at the new logo. And such, which I am actually very, very proud of. I think I've done my YouTube banner, but I might adjust it slightly. Just some of the colors on it. As for overlay, like I said, I haven't really started yet, but let's just say I'm definitely taking inspiration from old video game screens. And maybe I could look at some old video game menus and take some inspiration from that as well. I don't know. I definitely want to hammer home the fact that I really like the aesthetic of old video games, or have a passion for gaming history or something in my branding. My model, well, wasn't really gonna change at all apart from the colors, just generally because I like this model. But I am going to look very much brighter and more vibrant. Like, you can actually tell where the light tones are on the light blue and other coloured bits. The grey bit I kept the same because you can properly see the light and dark tones of it anyway. Plus I can't be F to really mess about with it too much. Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting a bit tired. I think I've run my social battery out a bit, so I will let you all go for the day. Oh yeah, tomorrow most likely will be shorts. Right, so keep an eye out for that. I sort of have so I guess I kinda need to start thinking of some facts for him, huh? Well, I'm tempted also to find a clip to edit as well, into a short. But, Anyway. What was that? Letting you all go for today. Anywho, thank you all for popping in and hanging out with me for a bit. Thank you so much for doing so. Doesn't matter if you've been chatting, lurking, or watching this as a VOD. You are very much appreciated and very much welcome. Hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all stay safe, and I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. See you tomorrow, everybody. And have a very nice day ahead. And I'll see you on Friday for Monster Hunter. We haven't done that a fair bit. See you then. Good night, everybody. And see you Friday.